In today's video, we're having a look at the cringy interview between Camila from the Bop House and Santos. Hey everybody, if you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all things internet drama and Ashley Trevino. And if you're a returning subscriber, make sure you click that notification bell so you never miss a video. In today's video, we're having a look at some of the clips from the podcast between Camila from the Bop House and Santos from the Nunu. In this first clip, it looks like Camila has learned her lesson and on camera asked Santos for his permission to basically share all the clips. I think this was very smart on Camila's part, so props to her for that. But don't worry, that sentiment's not going to last long because you're going to see that this interview was nothing like the interview between her and Ashley Trevino.
Consent to all the footage I will be posting.
100% yes.
Oh, okay. All right, y'all heard it here first. So, all right.
In this first clip, you're going to see how awkward this podcast is already starting out between Camila and Santos. And I 100% blame Santos for making Camila's job really hard. But to be honest, if Camila was the professional that honestly I thought she was in the Ashley podcast, this could have turned out a lot better. This entire thing is so awkward. It's very cringe. It's very even embarrassing at some points.
How you feeling?
I have to go pee.
You have to pee. So you're nervous.
No, I'm just hot.
You are the king of San Antonio. That was a mafia boss laugh. Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
So if I was, what would you say to me?
Like, girl, cameras do turn off. Turn that thing off. Ask him what the hell is wrong with him. Give him some water. Give him some coffee. Give him some soda. Give him some milk. Give him some food. Whatever the hell he needs. Because the way he's acting is embarrassing you. And it actually made a lot of people question Camila's credibility. And I have to say, I was really disappointed. In this next clip, Camila is attempting to ask Santos about the SA allegations that he has recently had brought against him in the last few months.
Accused you of SA. She's accusing you of forcing her to give you a.
So basically, she's trying to blend in with the girls because they're
coming out with a lot of allegations, so she's trying to join in.
Yeah, she knew that. She knew what she was doing. Like, she even texted me sorry and everything, and I called her out right after.
What did you say?
I was like, oh, I did this and that, and then she was like, no, you didn't. I'm like, but you just said it on live. Looks back like this girl knows what she's doing, trying to bring me down, and.
So that never happened.
No.
Have you ever claimed that she SA'd you?
Well, she has tried to do stuff, and I'm backing her away.
What does that mean?
She tries to kiss me and everything on the lips. I'm fine with a little kiss on the cheek or whatever on the forehead, but on the lips.
Do you think Miss Nunu thought you guys were in some sort of relationship, situationship, anything like that?
Nah,
you don't believe that she...
Nah, that's the thing,
you have done nothing to make her think you guys were in some sort of situationship. It was all business.
I mean, it's obvious that she knew it was his business.
So if you're not familiar with Santos or you're just learning about him because his popularity is starting to rise on TikTok, basically, right after the yuckiness that happened between him and Ashley Trevino, some girls came out and accused him of SA. Now, they could have come out before that, but I wasn't made aware of it until after that whole nasty live between Santos and Ashley where she was showing her nastiness. How does this girl get away with showing her nastiness all the time? Help me out, people. Anyway, so this is when Ashley is on that trip with Miss Gold, Xandra, and I think it's just them two. There might have been somebody else, but I don't remember. But basically, these allegations are at least getting popularity. And it seems as though, allegedly, Ashley is trying to jump on that bandwagon and is accusing Santos of SAing her, which turned out to not be true. Most of the stuff that comes out of Santos' mouth, I don't believe. I know it's all either a skit, rage bait or just for clout. But I do tend to lean toward believing him in this part of the podcast where he says that Ashley was like trying to give him kisses and things like that. Because if you remember back to that time frame, Ashley appeared allegedly to be super obsessed with Santos. She literally missed, I think it was Christmas, because she wanted to have Christmas with him. He ended up not showing up. Bro, I fucking hate him. So she didn't have Christmas with anybody. Not her parents, not her kids, not her family, and not Santos. In this next clip, Camilla is asking Santos a very good question. Now, I like this question. I'm glad she asked it. But to be honest with you, Santos's answer was a little shocking to me, especially considering he has SA allegations against him. But basically, Camilla's asking Santos, what's one controversy that you would take away if you could? And he basically says meeting Ashley. And I don't know, that was just weird to me. Just a really weird answer. I mean, all of his answers were kind of weird, but that one stuck out to me.
Okay, all right. If you could erase one controversy from your past, what would it be?
Oh, the Nunu thing? Yeah.
You would go back on that. You would have never had that happen.
100%. Like,
really? I would say it made you pretty viral.
I was, it's not worth it.
Okay.
It's not worth it.
He would go back on the Nunu.
To be fair, maybe he doesn't consider the SA allegations controversy. Maybe he does take those more seriously, but I really thought he would say that instead of Ashley. And the fact of the matter is, if he's saying that Ashley Trevino is the controversy that he wished that he was never a part of, that says a lot about her character. And it's crazy that people that meet her after a certain point of time want nothing to do with her. Allegedly, in my opinion. In this next clip, Camilla's asking Santos about the controversy with him being in the military, as well as I believe she questions him about his age. There's something about this part of the interview that really made me start to question, like, is Camilla researching for her interviews? Does she have a team that researches for her? Or does she just sit down at her computer the night before and print some questions on some cardstock? Because you should know the answer to every question you're asking someone you were doing an interview with. If you were doing a podcast and you want to be seen as credible and, make a career out of this, or maybe in your case, a side hustle, you have to do your research. I'm not saying you have to know everything about Santos, but you have to know the answers to the questions, because if not only does your guest come off looking like a moron, but so do you. In my opinion, don't sue me, Camilla. Overall, I like you, girl.
Military and sustained an injury, yet at 19, you mentioned having a few years of active duty. Were you on active duty for more than 6 months? Why were you discharged? In this video here.
I was over there in Brickell for 2 months.
Wait, so what is everybody saying about a fake military ID thing?
Bro, it's a real military ID. The only thing I did was mess with the back part of it so I could keep doing the things I do for work. And
so you were in the military or not?
People are hating. It's not their business if I do whatever the fuck I want. I'm my own grown man. I've been supporting and being independent since I was fucking 51 backwards. So I don't care about anyone's opinion if I do something or not. Y'all don't wipe my ass, and y'all don't clean my floors, and y'all don't take out my trash. So I don't.
And how did people even find out about that? Did you tell them, or they just found out?
No, I don't tell nothing to nobody. I don't even show nothing. You're not a veteran. I'm actually I'm medically, bro. Chat. Whatever y'all say, I don't care. I don't have to prove it to y'all. I've already shown y'all my medical records. I've already shown y'all my military discharge papers. Like, bro, I've shown y'all everything.
Yeah, what's up with that?
So I did join the military.
At what age?
17.
How old? You can't enlist until you're 18.
I was emancipated, and then I had graduated high school early.
Do you have your GED?
No, I have a high
Do you
school.
have your ID on you?
I do.
Can I see it?
This is what I'm talking about right here. If you're asking him a question about his military, his school, all these things, you should know basic information. Now, Santos had put out on TikTok that he was emancipated. So you, as a podcaster or someone who's conducting an interview, should have done a simple Google search, and that would have told you that you can go into the military at 17 if you had been emancipated. Not only that, Camilla, but you can actually go into the military at 17 as long as your parents sign a release. So these are the little things that make this podcast kind of go from, like a 10 with Ashley Trevino down to like a 4 with Santos. She's also not actively listening to Santos. He said he graduated early, and her question was, do you have your GED? If you graduate early, that means you have your diploma. But then she just starts to talk over him and ask him if he has his ID. She's just waiting for him to stop talking. Well, not really, because she's talking over him. She's just waiting to throw the next question at him. So you know that Santos is obviously not in his right frame of mind. At least let him answer a question before you start to ask him another one. In my opinion, Camilla is doing way too much talking in this podcast. Camilla is answering some of the questions or guiding Santos to some of the answers to the questions that she's asking him. If you're going to interview somebody, you have to let them talk. If you let people talk, if you just sit back and listen or pretend to listen, they're going to tell you everything you want to know. But she's not doing this in this podcast, and it just makes it a hard watch.
Yeah, it's in my glove.
Oh, in your glove. Oh, okay. Am I allowed to touch the glove?
Yeah.
Oh, is this like a famous glove?
Mm-hmm. It's the glove.
What does that mean? Ew, what does that mean? What do you mean it's the glove? What does that mean? What did you do with it?
Well, sometimes you have to get into like dark places.
What?
Like the no. I'm playing.
I'm weak. Okay. Says here you were born on, oh my God, your birthday's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
March 26, 2005. So it is confirmed here that is Santos' real age.
Girl, that wasn't confirmed on your podcast. That was confirmed when the cops pulled up to Ashley Trevino's house like on either Thanksgiving or Christmas. Girl, we've been on that for like 4 or 5 months.
So Ashley,
Yes.
just so you know, this gentleman is 19 years old.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, girl, you got to sit down for more than 34 seconds the night before to prepare for a podcast. These are things you should know. I'm going to say it again and again. You should know the answers to the questions before you even ask them. Like, girl, just send me an email. I'll help you out.
Awesome. So you were emancipated and then you enlisted in the military. So what happened? How long were you active for?
I think it was like active for, I believe, like a little bit more than 6 months. But
Why were you discharged?
Because I got injured.
How?
I tore a muscle under, like, I don't know what it's called, but it's like it's over here in the back of my, I don't know if I can show
Your
that.
hamstring?
Yeah.
What? How did that happen? And what branch were you?
Air Force.
Air Force. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How's your leg now?
It's a little bit better. That's why I'm out of shape,
Are you doing physical therapy?
No.
Oh, well, you should do physical therapy.
I'm Mexican, so I like healing with Vicks.
You're Mexican, therefore you have to what?
I use Vicks. Like, I use Vicks to,
What does that have to do with being Mexican?
Okay, look, I kind of know what Santos is saying right here with the Vicks. Like, my husband's Puerto Rican, and they have this stuff that they use. It's called Manteca Ubra or something like that. I know I'm saying it wrong, but y'all said y'all wanted me to try to pronounce these words, so there you go. You're welcome. I understand what he's saying. Like, the thing is, Santos is like fried out of his mind, allegedly, in my opinion, during this podcast. But he's basically trying to tell Camilla, like, hey, like, I don't really go to doctors. because, I can just self-medicate, whatever's going on with my hamstring myself with ointments, things like that. But he just says, yeah, Vicks. Like he sounds like a moron, but like I do understand what he's saying, because like my husband would always try to put that on my shoulders and stuff. And I'm like, ew, gross. That's gross. And first of all, it stinks. Like if you are Puerto Rican and you know what I'm talking about, like let me know in the comments below. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like that ointment smells so bad. It is so gross. But anytime my kids or I use it, or my husband use it, like the pain is gone the next day. Like that stuff is made of sweet baby Jesus's tears or something, because it's amazing. But like I understand what he's talking about right there. So I'm not gonna fault him for saying that he doesn't want to go to therapy, because girl, therapy is expensive. So in this next clip, Camilla is attempting to ask Santos if he's ever done the white stuff, and he's playing dumb. And well, just watch it.
I have proof for this one too. Have you ever done coke?
Like Coca-Cola or?
Powder.
Nah.
In this next part of the clip, there is going to be like an old friend or old girlfriend or something like that is basically saying that she is a witness to Santos going skiing. And I just want to put a disclaimer right here. This is not confirmed. He has never been charged with any kind of drug charge or anything like that. So your girl's not trying to get sued. So this is all alleged. Nothing in this next clip is stated as fact. Blah, blah, blah.
Another thing, because I do know, I'm gonna say this, he is involved in very illegal activity. He does a lot of white powder every day. He's into that. I've seen him do it. He's involved with some illegal people that are dangerous. So I want to say, if anything happens, because he knows where I live and he's tried to leak my address, if anything happens to me or my family, I blame him.
Oh my gosh, Disney Channel ended. Nah, it's for real, like that shit was so cringy hearing it out loud. And everyone that knows it, like knows her, because we're from the same city.
Mm.
We're all
So you're saying she's lying?
Oh, like what the fuck? Like
I didn't say it. She said it. I mean,
no, this is the thing. Like y'all just be believing everything on the internet.
Who's y'all?
Like everyone that just watches, our drama and everything. I mean, it's not serious because it's an app at the end of the day, but it's.
So you've never done powder?
No.
Ever in your life?
Wait, powder?
Like.
Oh, I'm not. No, pass.
What? Boy, you were so weird. In this next clip, Santos is talking about how Ashley allegedly sent him pictures of her nunu.
What's the craziest DM you've ever received?
Oh my gosh.
Are there a lot of them that you're thinking about?
I just Miss Nunu.
Oh, okay.
Miss Nunu showed me the Nunu. I need water.
On DM? She DM'd you her Nunu. That's bullshit.
Yeah, no, she
You're lying.
Didn't DM me, but she definitely was trying to get at me way before everything even started.
In this next part of the interview, Santos is basically saying that he was Ashley's manager. And although I don't think that Santos was ever Ashley's manager in a professional, legitimate, legal way, I do think that he probably tossed that word around with her. Like, hey girl, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to show you how to do this social media thing. Because, Santos, he's young. He knows how to do social media. He knows how to create content. He knows how to get views. And Ashley, she really doesn't. All she knows is that the crazier stuff she does, the more people watch her. And I think that's why she's kind of gone off the deep end. She knows if she says racist stuff, she's going to get views. She knows if she shows her nunu, she's going to get views. She knows if she doesn't take care of her kids, she's going to get views. She knows if she doesn't get them bed, she's going to get views. She knows that if she goes to random bars in Ennis, Texas and pick up twos, she's going to get views. She knows she's going to get views by doing like controversial things, but I don't think that Ashley really knows and understands how social media really works. And I do think that Santos did try to sell her a narrative that he could potentially help her like make this a legitimate career, which we all know that Ashley's not going to listen to anyone. And if she was going to listen to anyone, I don't know that Santos is the right person. In my opinion.
I was doing.
Manager?
Yeah, I was managing her and helping her out, like monetize the right way.
Wait, pause. So you were managing Miss Nunu's career?
Not the whole career. Like, you know, that's where people get it wrong, but like there's
you would push her, like meaning you would go live with her, you would promote her to go further. You guys became a character together.
In this next part of the clip, Camilla's trying to press Santos about the fact that, you know, Ashley thought their relationship was legitimate, and I do believe that Ashley thought they had a relationship. I think that Ashley really does have a crush on Santos. I think that she has feelings for him. I think if he was ever to be serious and was like, Ashley, I love you so much, be my new sugar mama, she would like drop everything and just run to him faster than the wind. Like, I think Ashley is delusional, and I think Ashley would just drop everything and do whatever Santos says if he really truly gave her the time of day. And I think if Santos ever really needed clout, I don't think he's going to though, because he seems to be doing pretty good creating controversy on his own right now. But I think if he ever needed a boost, he would definitely use Ashley again, and Ashley would fall for it, in my opinion.
You guys became a character together. You guys became... So that was all for clout.
I wouldn't say necessarily clout, but I saw like...
Were you ever truly in a relationship and or had feelings for her?
No.
At all? And
Never.
she knew that?
Yeah, we both agree with that.
She goes on live and cries over you, though. Like, it was a very emotional thing for her to go through.
Because she doesn't have friends. Like, all the people around her are my friends.
Like who?
Like, every single character from Miss Gold all the way to Chairs to freaking Marco, Bree. Like, they wouldn't have met if it weren't for me. Like, I was the one creating these teams, you know.
So this was all a marketing play for you? None of that was true emotional, and there was never intention of you having a relationship with her?
No. I you know, business is business.
In this next clip, Santos is not really addressing, more dodging questions about the SA allegations that he has against him. And the one thing I do like that Camilla did at the end of the podcast was give some of his victims a voice, although I would have much preferred that Camilla had those people on her podcast versus Santos, but we all know that Santos has more clout than the girls who made those allegations against him. But at least she did put them on her platform, so I do give her props for that. But I really wish she would have taken more time, thought, and consideration during this part of the podcast.
She go on social media and claim that. That is very serious. And if you just don't address it, you know what I'm saying?
I know, but the thing is, it's like, it's not even, I can't even say too much on that because that girl knows, like, even, there's witnesses for this shit.
Uh-huh.
You know, there's an actual, like, lawsuit going against her. That's why she's not on the internet. Like, she was on the internet every single day.
She, like, hopped off because you're basically saying it's defamation. She's saying something that's not true about you.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's an ongoing investigation.
All right. No, like, I'm talking about, like, for the next fucking person that you're gonna say is all part of the same fucking LA group.
So all of these girls, you're claiming that they're just all in a friend group and they're like, how do we get clout off of this?
That's the thing. Like, I can't really just explain and show y'all what.
But did you sleep with her?
No, I didn't sleep with any of them.
At all?
No, I mean, the only one I slept with was my ex. Mm-hmm. But she was obsessed. She's like posts about me every fucking day.
Okay.
Like every day. Like she just.
So you're
got
standing
mad.
10 toes. You don't believe anything.
In this next clip, Santos is basically saying that he wished that he could do the podcast over, and I think we all know why.
When the podcast come out, I don't know. I really hope we could redo it. If not, I'm just gonna go actually redo the podcast with like someone that lets me do it sober. It's my fault that I wanted. I'll pay for the studio so we could do the podcast again. The only reason I want to do it again with Camila is because she was asking serious questions and I was just goofing around.
In this next clip, we're back over at the Camilla podcast, more specifically at the end of the podcast. And this is a clip that Camilla has recorded after the podcast is completely done. Maybe after she's had some time to think about the podcast and process everything. And let's just take a listen to what she has to say.
Come on here and give these women a platform to be able to share their story. I want you guys to know that in the middle of this podcast, my head's jumbled. I have 50 flashcards in front of me. I'm trying to get through everything. I'm trying to get the answers that I want. I didn't feel like Santos was as receptive. It was a hard podcast to do. Definitely not as communicative. He didn't really give me a lot, and I felt like I had a lot to get through. But I want to use my platform to give these women a chance to tell their story. Please stay and watch the videos. I hope that you women find justice. I hope that you find peace. As a woman who has been through something like that, I take it very seriously, and my heart goes out to you. Please stay and watch their stories.
I also want to say that if you want to see the entirety of this clip, please go over to Camilla's channel. This is at the end of that podcast. You can actually hear the victims or the alleged victims tell their story. But because of the graphic nature, the graphic details of their stories, I've decided not to put that on this platform. So please go over there, show them some support. And if you are a victim of SA, I will leave some links to resources in the description box or the pinned comment of this video. In this next clip, Camilla goes on to the Canceled podcast, and she's basically saying how hard it was to conduct an interview with Santos. And although I do agree that Santos probably wasn't the easiest guest to work with because he was obviously not in the right frame of mind, I do also blame Camilla for not being prepared. She should have done more research or had her team do more research. Her cue cards, in my opinion, should have had the question and then the factual answer to that question written on them. I think that would have made the podcast easier for her, and hopefully she learns from this experience, because I do think we can all agree that she did a phenomenal job with the Ashley Trevino podcast. Unfortunately, everything went downhill with the Santos podcast, and I would be really interested to see how good she does in a future podcast with a guest that's not from the Bop House. I don't think Camilla is a bad podcast host. I think this was just a one-off and definitely a learning lesson for her in the future.
Santos, he showed up. Okay, this is like BTS. I haven't actually talked about this. Just, he shows up, right? Fried. I mean, absolutely out of his fucking mind, mumbling. He's like, he comes in, he's like, yo, I'm sorry, like, I'm just so fucking fried. Like, the entire time being like, I have cotton mouth, I'm so fried. He's sweating bullets. He's like, you know, can I have my boy up here? I'm like, who is he? It's his boy that gave him the weeks. He invited the plug. When he's sitting there, he gets up in the middle of the segment, and he's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm like, all right, you've got up like 5 times, what am I gonna say, no? Right? So he goes, he comes back, and like, things get weirder. Like, he seems more like neurotic. Like he's like, can I get water? And like, he's like, can I get water? He's
insane.
No, like he's just being more like, I need water. I need this. Like, or can we? He asked me in the middle of the podcast, can we redo this tomorrow? Like, can we do it again? I'm like, no. Like, so this is why I didn't say anything, because this is all alleged. I cannot prove that he did.
No, it's just your experience. Yeah.
But at the end, when he left, it was really awkward. He ended up leaving. He was fine, and he texted me. He was like, I'm sorry. I have the text message. He was like, I'm sorry, I was fried. Right. I'm like, it's fine. Talking to my team and my, like, cause they were there, they go in the bathroom. They're like, look, I took this video as evidence just in case he ever tried to, you know, pin anything against you. But like, there's like these little tissues with like blood in the,
oh yeah, enough said.
In the trash can. He went on live the next day and said, you know, Camilla, I feel like she was asking me such direct questions and like with her big blue eyes. And she goes, man, I just wish, he verbatim, I have the clip saved. He goes, I just wish someone would have let me do it sober.
But what do you guys think? Do you think that Camilla just was trash on this podcast, that she should never do another podcast ever because she wasn't prepared. She wasn't able to control the interview, and she wasn't really getting answers. Or do you think Camila did the best she could with Santos, considering the fact that he obviously wasn't in his right frame of mind? Make sure you let me know in the comments below. That's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And if you want to stay up to date on all things internet drama, make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss a video. Until next time,